All right. Quick question. Do you remember when cartoons used to end and that was it? No streaming, no reruns, just see you tomorrow, and you had to accept fate?
Ah, the good old days. I mean, you can't say there weren't no reruns because niggas had reruns. The
Yeah.
streaming, yeah, there wasn't no streaming. Wasn't none of that bullshit. Or you had to wait till the next week to get what you wanted to watch. Because some of them cartoons didn't do where they did like next week on Dragon Ball Z type shit.
Oh, you had to hope that it was going to be a new episode, or you was just going to get a
Or if you gonna catch a rerun and shit like that. That was the suck part about a lot of cartoons, you know what I'm saying, growing up. Because it's like some of them, like, if you really go back and look at everything now, you'll see that a lot of those cartoons didn't last as long as people really thought they were. It was just reruns. The
Yeah,
reruns made it look like it was longer than what they were.
yeah, but they were good though.
Hell
A
yeah.
lot of them had a pretty good runtime though. A lot of them, and even when they ended in their official capacity, a lot of those kind of stuck with people of our generation.
They're called reruns. That's what I was talking about. But if you actually
Hmm.
go back and look and see like how many seasons shit had, you'd be surprised that shit only had 1 or 2 seasons. But and most of the times when we were watching that shit, it had been canceled. Thundercats, prime example. Thundercats only lasted 2 years, but motherfuckers
Damn.
was watching that well into 1988, 1989, and that shit was from like 1982 to 84 or 84 to 86, one of the two. You know what I mean? But because of reruns and shit like that, it went deeper and longer than what people thought it was. So 2 seasons can carry anything.
I mean, yeah, I had Billy and Mandy shit. Dude, Grim Adventures, Billy and Mandy didn't even have that much episodes, but damn.
Nah, I had Megas XLR. That was one of my favorite
That
cartoons
was
I
of
could
all
a,
never,
time, and
I could
that was a
it only had
never
two
get into
cartoon.
that
seasons.
though. Was it
Yeah,
worth the
It only
hype?
had 2 seasons.
but if you look at it, you could, man, they stretched them 2 seasons out over like 5, 6, 7 fucking years when they were rerunning it.
Freaking amazing show that
You
deserved
know
a
what I
remake.
mean?
All right.
I'm
There was
I'm okay with that though. I'm okay with shows not having like long run times as long as they have impact. Like because Teen Titans didn't last like an extremely long time, but
when you
that
say
show
run,
is gonna.
but here's where you're gonna confuse people. When people say runtime, you're thinking the length of an episode. We're talking about like just seasons in general.
I'm talking about the series in general. What I'm saying is like it didn't get a lot of seasons. It didn't get like 20 seasons like the way
But
Family Guy's got 20
when you hear
seasons.
runtime in the actual term, bro, runtime is length of like the show itself, like the time. You know what I'm saying? The episode length.
All right. But you know what? We gonna get
Tomato,
further
tomato.
into that. We can get further into that when we start the show. All right, let's hit it.
Powered by Riverside.
Hey, this is the Bros Who Laugh. You know, where, comedy, laughs, wisdom, pop culture, real talk, bad decisions meet wisdom. It's your boy, Foolish Trickster.
That's King Dab in the building.
And this is Phil the Kid.
All
And it's
right.
Royal D.
Nuts in
Oh.
his mouth. What?
All
He
right.
didn't mean that. He didn't mean that.
Oh,
He loves me.
I meant that with my whole chest.
He
Yeah.
misses me so much. He remembers my birthday.
I don't remember them hoes.
He's a day. But
So,
what's up? What's up, Captain? What we all hear about today?
I mean, shoot, what we get into, what we get into this week? Like, shoot, like I said, I think I spoke to y'all early in the week, or well, just yesterday, that I watched like all of Dave Chappelle's live shows because I haven't had the chance to in the past. What about you guys?
Luck, lucky. I've never even watched his show before. He told all his fans back when the other people own his rights that if you F with him, not to watch his stuff. And since then, I ain't watched that show at all. And now that he's got his stuff back, I'm about to watch that all over again.
I thought it was not to watch it when it was on HBO.
Netflix.
Or was it
Probably
Netflix?
HBO too.
Nah,
I
I
thought it
think it
was
was
HBO.
HBO. It was
I thought it
HBO.
Man,
was
watch what
HBO.
you want to watch. He gonna get paid off of it regardless.
Yeah, but he didn't
He
want to
might
support
now, but
them
back
though.
then, when
He
when
was
they
getting
owned,
paid off of that shit. He was getting paid off of that shit.
not like what he was supposed to be getting paid.
He was getting paid off that shit.
From what I
Let's
heard, they
Yeah,
be
weren't
real.
paying him
Dave
enough.
Chappelle's show didn't end because he had a bad contract. Dave
but he did
Chappelle's
have a
show
bad
didn't
contract.
end because he wasn't getting paid.
They kind of had
Dave just
they had
didn't
to
like
bring
the
that
fact that
treatment.
people were starting to laugh at him and not with him.
Yeah, and let's not forget the fact that they owned his name and likeness, and he could never make another show like that. Yeah, it was a bad contract. It's like he sold his rights, essentially. That was a bad contract.
I mean, when you make those kind of decisions for like the first time, you kind of take what you can get because you never had it before. So, I mean, one could say it's a bad contract, but
It was
shit,
no bad contract. That
it
nigga
was.
knew what he was signed up for.
I think.
True.
I mean, what
And
he
if it
said
was
was
such a
that.
bad contract, he wouldn't have signed that motherfucker.
I mean, when
Is
what
that
he was saying was that more or less like it was like more guaranteed. It was going to be something about him like dictating what he was saying more than anything, and he didn't want
Man,
that.
he never cried about his contract. He cried about the fact that people were laughing at him and not with him when
Mhm.
it came to the shit that he was talking about, especially when it got to the racial aspect of it.
I don't know about that one. No, I
I
don't
know what
know.
I'm talking about because I paid attention to that shit at the time.
I don't know what I'm talking about because I heard him say it. That's okay.
Man, motherfuckers gonna say anything after the fact.
I
Well,
remember he was
he
saying
said
that too.
what I was saying was it's something that he said on his show. So that's why I'm just like, you know what? It's out of his mouth. He was there. I can't sit there and be like, hey, you what
Exactly.
went down.
That
But he
motherfucker says
probably,
one thing, then he gonna switch up and change it and say another. So motherfuckers always do because he was not complaining about the contract. He was complaining about how they wanted him to keep making all the different skits. The skit that made him walk away is one of the skits that I find funny as fuck, and that was the Pixie skit. The Pixie skit was funny as fuck, but that's
man,
the skit that made him walk away.
I can't wait to
He
see
That
what the
was
bus
openly
is
said
about
that
that.
out his fucking mouth. That's what I'm saying. He may have
I
said some
can't
shit
wait.
years later, but that wasn't the original reason for why he left.
Hey man, it's probably the truth is probably somewhere in the middle, man. It's fine. It's fine. It's like you got no idea how common people in his scenarios, like how often it happens. It was the same thing with Sylvester Stallone. It's like he wrote up the Rocky movies and he needed the money and he sold them scripts and rights to the first person he could, and then those
He's just
movies
a
popped off.
dumbass on that one.
I felt
Stallone
like
is a dumbass.
it
The
went
movies
to
popped
Boondock
off,
treatment.
and
Like
even
it's not
now
good.
he still don't got the rights to those things. Like all these years later, he still ain't got the rights to none of those movies.
Well,
But him
maybe he
still,
shouldn't sign that shit away. That's on him, though, bro. That's definitely on him.
some people
But
need the money, man. Some people
Motherfucker
can't
didn't
afford
need that
lawyers.
money. He did not need that money.
I mean, maybe he was gambling or something. I don't know. Shoot.
That motherfucker didn't need that money. You got to consider the fact that all the movies that motherfucking done did before and after fucking the Rocky movies, he didn't need that money.
Never know, man. Everybody's
Because if he
situation is different.
needed money so fucking bad, that would have been more. Excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all. That would have been even more of a thing, and that was never a big fucking deal. That motherfucker was always coming out in movies, always had his hand in something.
Hell yeah.
And
Shoot.
Hollywood likes to overexploit motherfuckers that are having financial issues.
They like to
Oh
exploit
yeah,
everybody.
yeah,
Shoot.
yeah. That's
And
Everybody
definitely.
not
going to
once was
people.
he ever exploited. So let's be real. He just made a dumbass decision. That's all it was.
See, I didn't even know
Yeah.
he did that until recently. That's just me.
What that he sold his rights and
Yeah,
his movies. You didn't know about that?
yeah. I didn't know that. Shoot.
Yeah, I think the only catch was like the first 3 or 4 movies is like he has to star in them. He has to be in them. I think that was like the one thing
Yeah,
he
for
asked for.
Creed.
But I
Yeah.
could be wrong about that though. I could be wrong about that. Because after 4 and Creed started happening, it's like
Mhm,
he was in the first Creed, but
mhm.
after that it was like, mm, yeah, I guess his relationship with people upstairs got really sour. So, but yeah, that happened. That's very very common in showbiz though. People get into crazy agreements and being exploited and taken advantage of. That's very very common.
I can't say that it's common. I'm not in that shit, but I can only go off of what we see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. So, all right, I got a question. what do you feel like?
Answer.
Oh, really? No, I'm like, what do you feel like that could be done back in the day that wouldn't pass for like right now? Like,
What do you mean?
Everything.
Yeah, what you be? Because that could be a lot of stuff. Like, what's that?
Everything.
What you mean? Like
The Chappelle
anything.
show wouldn't. The Chappelle show wouldn't fly today. And
uh-huh.
Living Color wouldn't fly today. And motherfuckers
Def
can be like
Jam.
SNL, but SNL has always had ups and high roads and low roads. Because SNL was almost canceled before Eddie Murphy fucking saved it, and he only stayed there for a year and left, and they were struggling again. And they had Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, and all that, and they were still struggling.
Boondocks definitely would have offended some people if it came out now.
Boondocks wouldn't have been able to be played today. Hell, if you
Boondocks
go back
offended
and
people
look at
back
the
then.
PJs, the Eddie Murphy cartoon,
Oh, that
wouldn't fly today.
yo, that Wayne head. Oh man.
Wayne Head wouldn't fly. Like a lot of shit that we grew up on would not fly today, and that's just because niggas is sensitive.
I mean, I wouldn't say Boondocks wouldn't run because you got South Park doing the same thing freaking Boondocks was doing. It's just
South Park. The thing about it is South Park is, and I hate to say it this way, but let's be real. Why Boondocks wouldn't last, and it would only last to certain people. Like certain people would be accepting of it, but everybody wouldn't be accepting of it. It's just
not
like
every,
prime example. Prime example.
Mhm.
One of my favorite fucking Cartoon Network shows, Black Jesus. Funny as fuck.
What?
All them Christian folks
That's
were
Adult Swim though.
it's
That
still Boondocks was on Adult Swim. Still
yeah, but
Cartoon Network.
I
Jones
mean
Street owns
yeah,
Cartoon Network.
but that's adult Cartoon
It
Network though.
still
Like
doesn't
Adult
matter.
Swim.
Boondocks fell under adult cartoons.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. But
It
Malcolm got a
literally
point though.
aired on Adult Swim. So what? Like, how's there a difference?
I mean
You know,
you're right. I mean shoot, but for me it's just
What
like
I'm saying is, though, to get to my point real quick, what
Mhm.
I'm saying is Black Jesus, funny as fuck. If you ever watched it, funny as fuck. Slink Johnson, who does Lamar's voice off of GTA, fucking
hmm
hilarious. Played Black Jesus. Do you know that one of the reasons why that show never came back on after the second season is all these so-called white Christians? And I'm not trying to take away from anybody, make it a race thing, but it was these so-called white Christians that were mad that it was a black person playing Jesus.
white white
Literally.
Christians.
Literally, that was the reason why it never came back.
They gotta get over themselves. Shoot.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. A lot of shit isn't gonna fly for numerous fucking reasons.
Hmm.
Numerous fucking reasons. South Park is last in A because they make fun of everybody and everything like that. But B, what color are the characters?
mixed.
Even though they changed his name from Token to Tolkien, he's still Token. The only black kid in the fucking show, well, the black girl that he was trying to date, but then Kyle was trying to get on with her too. Like
Oh
it's just
yeah.
all over the place.
Oh,
Honestly, South Park is like an exception because like I haven't seen like all of it, but from what I've seen of it, like it could be pretty divisive because like Dab says, they come for a lot of people in that show,
oh, they come for
but
everybody.
it's
Hmm.
like
They come
it's
for
like
Tough for
Boondocks only
everybody.
had like a
I fucking
couple of
love South
seasons,
Park.
and they
everybody.
did one spoof on BET and one spoof on Tyler Perry, and now Showbiz is like, nah, we can't air that BET episode no more. It was like one
Yeah,
more
which is crazy because
episode.
Which is
they
stupid
canceled
as fuck.
Boondocks.
I don't remember.
They canceled Boondocks because of the BET thing. That
Yep.
was wicked to me.
Was
Oh, I
that
thought
it?
Aaron was
I
over
thought
it.
it was more or less creative differences.
No,
Yeah,
it was the
It was
episode. It was
both.
the Black
It
Evil
was
television episode that pissed them off.
yeah. It was that's why they can't air it no more. That's why like you can
Yeah,
still get it on the DVDs and shit, but when you watch reruns of Boondocks, they won't air that shit.
yeah,
hmm
But it was a mix. It was more that had something to do with it in the moment, but
Hmm.
it was more or less creative differences between Aaron Magruder and Jones Street, which, like I said, owns Adult Swim, Cartoon Network. You
they
know
also
what I
didn't
mean?
have that.
They
He sold the
That makes sense.
side.
Because what I heard is he wanted to do like 3 seasons, and once he had 3 seasons, he was just done with it. And the network is like, nah, we want to keep going. We want this to
want
be
more.
Family Guy with extra steps.
Yeah,
And so when
But
season three was done,
that
he was
fourth
done.
season proved to be why like he didn't want to do it because after so long, you can only do so much with stuff when it's hot. Shit eventually
yeah.
fizzles out. You know what I mean?
I
I
think
mean,
I
a
think
Bob
season
show
four
like
was the
that wouldn't do
one.
that.
I think
That's
season
just,
4
that
was
was
the one that
Season
happened
4 is
without his
the
input,
worst
though.
one, the one that happened without him.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
story about them going broke and stuff. It was like a storyline, and I didn't like it. I liked it when it was just random episodes of nonsense.
It wasn't random. I mean, they were interconnected in
There
a
was,
way.
yeah, the episodes weren't random even through
Yeah,
season
they
one
weren't.
through three. They were
Yeah,
still
They,
tied together. But I get what you're saying. Like
yeah.
the overall story, like one
yeah,
had
it
an
was.
overall story where this one, like,
Yeah,
yeah, it had an overall story, but it was still like random stuff here and there.
yeah, it was. It was the Pretty Boy Flizzy episode, which was the best episode for season four,
The
in my
best one.
opinion. And in the second
The best
episode,
one.
Granddad found out he was losing money. Then the third episode, he had to find a job, and then the episode after that, he was working at TSA. And I'm like, dang, is this whole season gonna be about him being going broke? And then the last episode was the one when they were on the plantation, and that was it. And I was like, oh yeah, this, and they
Oh, they were
stopped it right there.
the amusement park, the
The
amusement
amusement
park that
park
turned
Yeah.
out to be
plantation,
the
yeah,
plantation.
that
Now
was the
that shit
last
was
episode.
funny. The
It was
Ruckus had
funny,
me
but
crack the fuck up.
yeah, it was funny,
Mm.
Like
but I
that
was like,
season
yeah.
had some hits and misses, but yeah, nah, it wasn't.
I think the first episode was the best episode. That was it.
It for me, it was just a killing me
Yeah,
softly type of thing going
They
on. It
killed
was
that
like
show.
you knew it was
yeah.
dying because
Yeah,
it didn't have the same feel. You knew it was
season
gonna
four
go.
was
That was like
yeah,
the
season
same thing
four
with
was a disaster.
that was like the same thing like with American Gods. Like once they did the trade off and like writers and took Orlando Brown off, and it was
Nah,
like the show didn't feel the same.
Orlando
American
Jones,
Gods,
bro. Orlando
Orlando
Jones.
Jones. There you go, Orlando
Don't
Jones.
disrespect him.
I mean, dude, you know what? You absolutely right because I freaking love that actor. To get his name wrong, that's my bad. But shit,
You heard that? He said, "Don't play about them Joneses, man. Don't play about them."
Nah,
Continue though.
I mean, I think people really need to put respect on Orlando Jones' name, bro. That motherfucker is a what's that damn show from back in the day, man? Mad TV alumni, great
yeah,
fucking actor, bro. Like
yeah,
Orlando
absolutely.
Jones is that dude, man. Like I respect him and him playing Anansi in American Gods, bro.
Oh, he
He
killed that
killed
role.
that shit.
He killed that role.
I
I
just
bet.
hate
Oh
the
damn.
fact that the new director talking about, oh, you need to act more black. Like, bitch, what?
What?
He was good.
Like
He was
what?
good.
Cause you came in a Sean John velour suit. You gonna tell me to act more
But
black, white boy? Go
you
somewhere.
could see the difference in the writing. Like once he left and everything, like
Mm-hmm.
where
The
the
writing
writing
turned to
was,
shit,
it was
and the
just
show
like,
fell off. Fell off hard
damn.
too.
And that's just like it just, and I feel like turning full circle back in that conversation. That's why I felt like what happened with Dave Chappelle. Like he didn't want that to happen, so I feel like that was another reason why he's just like, yeah, I'm a bow out, even though he's just like, yo, it was good, you know. Ooh.
Yeah, but everybody will let you know that last season was ass.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But going on to the topic with like things like growing up. What do you think like growing up from where you were when you were younger till now would like half the things that you grew up seeing and watching anything would pass now? Not even only in television, just in life in general.
I think like if we're looking at nostalgia that wouldn't pass now, it's like I ain't even gonna say that it wouldn't pass. I think I'm just looking at like shit that I just miss in general from back then to now.
I
You
miss
know what I
meeting up.
mean?
I miss meeting up with people and not have to worry about freaking
The
say
mall, going to the mall on the fucking weekends, bro, and actually talking to people.
like when Friday actually meant something. Like when Friday
I
came, it
remember.
was
Yeah.
I
like,
remember when the
yo,
mall was all about entertainment and games and arcades and stuff. Now when you go to the mall, it's just about everything's
you
about
got
shopping.
some malls that try
Nigga,
to
you gotta
keep that
find them
concept
all in
though.
some places.
Yeah, there's some malls
Yeah,
that keep that
Some
KP.
concept
places don't even fucking have a mall no more.
Yeah,
for real.
Kings Plaza
Dang.
basically turned. Kings Plaza used to, you and Kels know this. Kings
Yeah.
Plaza used to be a that was an entertainment hub. They had arcades. They had the movie theater where the Best Buy used to be. They had all types of stuff, but they just commercialized the hell out of it. So it's like
It
if you're
seems like
not
they going
spending
full
money, there's no
circle though,
point in
because
going to them.
they want to bring back the movie theater though. It seemed like it was
Yeah,
really going full
yeah,
circle.
yeah. I heard the movie theater's coming back.
I feel like people are gonna take a lot of this stuff away, and then once they realize like we should have never taken it, it's all gonna come back. Because like history repeats itself. Everything repeats itself at some point or another. Because either failure or the nostalgia feel to it. People want shit like that back. You know what I mean? Like the one thing that I miss today, like in where I'm at, bro. You know what I mean? Like motherfuckers don't have skating rinks no more. And if you do, they're
Oh,
like hard to find and shit like that.
Oh yeah,
You know
there's
what I
skate rinks
mean?
everywhere.
You
I
know what I
mean,
mean? Because
It's
like Fridays and Saturdays, niggas would go skating. You know what I mean? Friday, you get out of school, you get your fit ready, then boom, you going skating. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. It just
It
depends
wasn't
on where
even.
you at,
It
because
wasn't
there's
even
skating
only
rinks
that.
everywhere in New York.
It wasn't
Yeah,
even
that's what I'm
only
saying.
that.
It's
It just.
yeah,
It is a depending on where you're at type
yeah.
vibe, you know,
Mhm.
when it comes to that. But it's like places like bigger places like New York, LA, Miami and stuff, I expect them to like at least have 1 to 2 of
Mm-hmm.
those where
Mhm.
people go. But when you start coming inland to like the smaller places, you know what I mean? You're not gonna find that shit no more, bro.
Yeah.
I just. I mean, to fall on that too. I mean, just sitting on the stoop talking with friends. Oh man, I miss that.
Man, I
I
remember them
definitely
days.
miss that. Oh shoot.
Just the being outside in general. Being
Yeah,
outside in general.
yeah. Like I can
You
still
know
hear
what I
my
mean?
grandmother telling me I smell like outside coming inside the house and shit. Like it
And
just
you wondering what the hell outside smell like.
right. Oh man,
Until
telling
you
you,
get kids and be like, oh, that's what outside smelled like.
man. Shoot, I like yo. To know that happens with the like with kids and stuff like that, you be like, you know what? Shoot, they doing something right. They doing something. It's better than smelling like sweat funk in their room, right?
True that.
Shoot, you never. Our parents could never tell us to freaking touch grass. They trusted us too much. They just let us
You
go
outside
outside and
all
be
the
like,
time.
yo, they let
For
us go
real.
outside and be like, yo, they'll be back.
You know, when
They'll
you
be
start
back.
seeing them damn lights come on and everything, it's time to get the
Uh
foot
huh.
bell and get to Dodge. You know what I mean?
That's what Lucretia and my mother used to tell me.
You get
Yo,
home before that last light come on
yo,
your block, and you
you,
out trying to outrun the lights and looking like a NASCAR race with the
oh,
lights, you know what I'm saying, going.
not me,
Playing
man.
Boy,
manhunt. You
I
remember
was
we was
hearing
playing manhunt
I
on the
was hearing the
block?
purge sirens when them lights was coming out. Ah, damn, I gotta go. Gotta go.
boy, them was the days. Telling you, there's been plenty of times that I tried to outrace them lights. Sometimes I succeed, sometimes I didn't.
Nah, I got lucky. Shoot, everybody was hanging out in front of my house, so I'm like, shoot, when them lights was on, I was already home.
Oh
All I
yeah,
had to
you didn't
do,
have to worry too much. Yeah,
It
exactly.
was either your house or Zave's house across the street.
Yeah,
I love the fact that where I grew up at, man, like niggas was lucky to know everybody on the block. You know what I mean, and still, you know what
that's
I'm
what I
saying.
miss though. It was like it's almost like that sense of community, like that block.
That's
Yep.
how it was when we were. That's how it was when we were growing up.
Yeah,
Everybody knew each other.
Yep.
But as everyone started leaving, and random people started coming in, that all changed.
yeah. It's
They
like
broke
that.
down a lot of the houses that were by where my mother houses, and they turned them into these big ass multi family homes, and that was the end of it.
I mean, but with New York, they just trying to change the infrastructure of it in general, like something that they wanted to do in the past, but like the older generation wasn't having it because they saw the writing in the wall, and then with
It's
this
older.
generation, it was just like,
It's urban renewal.
yeah,
I mean, not only that, but you also got to consider the fact that everybody got older and shit growing up, you know, and it's about time to move. Because it's like we had, you know what I'm saying, grew up on a block where everybody knew everybody had kids, grandkids. And as you got older, you know what I mean, motherfuckers still kicked it with one another during the summer, but, you know, you end up getting your own life, having other friends, going to different places and shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because we didn't just strictly stay in the block. I might find myself
oh
in another
yeah,
part of North Omaha. You know, just like y'all might have found yourself in like Queens or some shit like that if y'all
yeah,
knew somebody.
absolutely,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? And that's all it is. It's just, you know, growth. You know what I mean? You grow, you get older, you start branching out. So you're not always on your block. You still fuck with your niggas on the block, but you know what I mean? You go somewhere else. That's
That's
all
when you
that is.
that's when you start making your outside friend. You got your block friends, and you got like everybody else outside of that.
Mm-hmm. So
Hmm.
I can't necessarily say, you know what I'm saying, it's anything else other than that because, you know, growth. Niggas, you know what I'm saying, move away from one another.
I mean,
But I do
nostalgia.
understand what you're saying, Phil. You know what I mean. But I also got to look at you know when I have these conversations with y'all, I got to look at the fact that the our era is a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
You got.
because there were certain things that we were doing that you guys weren't doing yet because you were a little bit younger.
I mean, even though I
But
wasn't doing it, I was watching it though. I was watching
yeah,
everything
you know,
unfold
yeah.
because I was like, once it's my turn, I'm gonna do things different. Which I
Yep.
still. I mean, I did do things different, but fell into those like some similar traps that was laid, and this was like, all right. Well, even though I fell in it, I knew how to get my ass out of it.
Man, them good old days. Dog. I miss going to kick it on the block. You know what I mean? Just going outside, going around the corner to the homie house and waiting for everybody to come outside and y'all just kicking it.
right?
Next thing you know, somebody pull up with a bottle of Birkin Jerk or some
Oh no,
something to drink on this shit.
that was for the older cats. I'm sitting here watching them drink, be like, man, I don't know what it. Yo, watching people with habits when you at that age where you didn't do none of that is just like it's kind of like okay, what's the fun in doing that? And then when you get to that age, you be like, all right, I get it, I get it.
I
Some
was
of it
one of
you
them
be
motherfuckers that always hung out with the older crowd, even though like their little brothers and shit were my age,
like,
and I fucked with them. I would always come around and fuck with the older crowd and get caught up into like drinking and smoking and shit like that. You know what I mean?
it was a
That's all that shit
it
was.
was a mixed
I
bag
had
with
fun.
me. It was a mixed bag with me with like who I hung out with because I could hang out with people older than me 1 minute, hang out with people my age, or hang out with people even younger than me, just to I don't
As
know,
long as you cool, I fuck with you.
right?
That's how I look at it.
Point blank. But for the audience, though, you could chime in whatever nostalgia that you have, that you want to chime in and talk about. We here, so we can go about this topic another day. What about y'all two? Royal, Phil?
Yeah, put my 2 cents in already.
Yeah, and I'd love to hear everybody's nostalgia stuff, especially different ages and where you guys are from, because I know everybody does something different. You know what
Yeah,
I
because
mean? Yeah.
I know. I know I don't touch up on everything. This is just stuff that's on the top of my mind that I remember that I like after we're done recording, I'd be like, damn, I should have talked about that.
Yeah, I always imagine like the one thing I love talking to y'all about, especially when it comes to like talking about New York, because I never grew up there. You know what I mean? I always love hearing y'all stories about it because it makes me wish, like, yo, I think it would have been fun, you know what I'm saying, being in an area like that. Granted, where I'm from, it was fun. We had all, shit that we could do, but it's just like when you see movies and shit about New York and growing up watching those movies from the 80s and shit like that, and then talking to people that lived there in that time, man, it's like, it's one of them dream sequences that you wish you could go back to and be like, man, I got to experience it one time. You know what I mean?
No, I get it because it's like for me, it was just like it was more or less like if you wasn't involved with nothing like gangs or this, that, and the fourth, it's like you could have a different experience. Like, yeah, you could have that experience, depending on who you mess with or your clique is or whatever. But like I
Yeah.
said, it was a mixed bag for me. So it was just like I had that, but then I had the fact that I could go back and be that kid that go around and play manhunt and play tag and do this, that, and the fourth. So I experienced both halves and shoot, it was cool for me at least. Shoot, I can't speak for everybody. Like
Oh
I,
my God. People just honking their horn for no reason.
man, did you hear the fire truck in my background? Shoot, I can't wait till I get like a solid, like
Oh my God. Take your asses outside. I'm sorry, y'all.
Plenty of things to do. Good
I
ass
sounding
food.
like now you
You gotta
sound like
lucky
Hmm.
you're
now
growing
you
up.
starting to sound like the older people. Be like, get off my lawn.
Ain't even that, man. It's like when
You
you
would
be
love
trying to
it.
do something or you just chilling, it's like when you get the most inconvenient noises ever, bro. Like
Oh, when you're not doing nothing, everything is just
you
freaking quiet. And
quiet
the
and
moment you
chill and stuff,
decide to
but
do
when you
something,
doing something, yeah.
Wait, we still recording?
yeah, we
Yeah.
still recording.
So why the hell y'all idiots talking over me? What the hell?
We was
Goofballs.
talking over each other, something we got to work on, but that's cool.
Nah, it ain't. Cause I'm telling that man, if we had a time machine, you need to come back in New York and spend a couple years over there in New York, cause you would love it there growing up.
Nah,
Oh, I know I
it
would.
Gentrification,
depend on the
atmosphere.
people.
I know I
You
Depend
would
on the
love
would.
people.
all
I know
that.
I would.
I'll
I
show you where all the
definitely know
bomb
I
food
would.
spots is at. And because I know you're a ladies' man, I'll show you the park where they had all come from too. You had a good time rolling with us back then.
Honestly, bro, when it came to females, it was like if it happened, it happened. If it didn't, it didn't. I'm one of those people that everything, you know what I'm saying, if it everything happens for a reason type, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
So
find
you
it
Like
go
funny
with the
I don't
that
flow.
force nothing. Yeah, you just go with the flow, bro. Sometimes that's when you meet the coolest motherfucking people, women, the coolest females and shit like that, man. Because sometimes when you go try and get the hottest female out there, like I remember them days, man. Niggas be like, "Oh, she bad." You go talk to her and be like, "She dumb as a box of rocks, boy. Get the fuck on somewhere."
man. I'm
You know what
only
I mean? And
laughing
I'm not
because
saying
it's
that
like,
all females are like that, but you know what I
Damn,
mean?
that's so mean.
no, it's just
That's
funny
what is
that
true
Phil
though.
said
I
that
mean,
though.
So mean.
females will say about dudes too.
It,
There
Yeah,
be
it's
that's
some
true.
dudes that's just dumb as a doorknob, bro. Like, what the fuck?
it's funny how Royal said that though. Like, yo, I'm gonna show you. I'm like, yo, in my head, I'm like, wait, ain't he older than you? You would have been like, that like a 13-year-old trying to show a 17-year-old with the spots is at, like,
Yeah, like if I was to go back in that time, I'd be trying to follow Red along. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I'm closer in age to Red than anything, so Red would be the one taking me everywhere. I probably would
that's
have met
true.
Fat Joe ass.
But I'll still take you everywhere anyway, though. I
What, to the
wasn't. I wasn't a
playground,
big
nigga?
fan.
You gonna take me to the
Hell yeah.
playground?
Yo,
Fuck
Seaview
out of
Park,
here.
playing football with the crew, with the free food out and whatnot. You would have fun. We would have some fun. Shoot, we had fun when we was
You
on 91st
you
back in the
do
day.
realize you're 13
Hell yeah.
years younger than me, so what would you have shown me?
All kinds of shits, man. You had.
He's just like, yo,
You
I
know,
was that young guy that was like the older guy, but trapped in the young guy's body.
Man,
bruh,
got a little Pee
bruh,
Wee from Bebe's kid trying to show me around and shit. Oh, somewhere.
man. It's New York, man. You around all kinds of people in New York. All kinds of people that are older than you. You
I
know,
think
shoot. But I hear you though. I hear you.
I
More
think the
towards your
cool
age
thing
and
about,
whatnot.
New York would have been the fact that just seeing all the different diversity and everything. You know what I mean?
You'd have you'd have so much to do too. You'd have so
Yeah,
much to
there's
do.
a lot to do. Definitely a lot to
hmm
do
You will
Do you
only
feel
get a
like it would
house.
have been a lot more to do back then, or do you feel like it's a lot more to do now?
That's
back
a lot
then.
more to do now. There's
I
definitely a
mean,
lot more to do now.
I say back then too, but I mean, this of course is
Maybe
I mean, as
maybe it's always been the same, but I feel like now with
yeah,
all the new people coming in and all the restaurants opening up, all the mom and pop restaurants in the city, I think New York in general is a lot more entertaining than what it used to be. Because you got to remember, Ryan used to tell me that Manhattan and downtown Brooklyn was not the place to be back in the 90s. He's like, you go there, you might get killed. So it definitely changed. The
yeah,
mm,
gentrification definitely helped it out. It
yeah.
but
definitely helped
then
it out.
I mean,
It's
then
a
you
I
can't
lot more
say
I
then
mean,
entertaining.
what I'll say is, you say it helped it out, but you also got to look at some people that like the way it used to be. Granted,
Yeah,
every
yeah,
area
yeah,
was dangerous,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Because even, not being from there, motherfuckers, saying that been there or know something about New York, be like, hey, don't go to Central Park after dark. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's when we would hear about Manhattan and stuff like that.
mm,
But all I ever saw was cool ass shit about niggas in Harlem and everything. Yeah,
yeah.
does it have its, what I'm saying? Does it have its stuff to where it's like, yeah, it can be dangerous and shit? That's anywhere. Anywhere it's like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but yeah, that's true. But according to what my brother-in-law told me, he told me that when he was growing up, between how aggressive the police were back in the day and the mobs and the gang violence, he was like, Manhattan was really bad back then. He was like, we got it easy. He was like, motherfuckers can. He was like, you got people that can be oblivious in the city now and not don't have to worry about
Worry
much.
about a
But back
thing?
then,
Yeah.
yeah, he said it was really bad back then.
Yeah.
He said it was really bad. Like they
yeah.
wouldn't even allow me to go out. I remember they told me not. There was a high school, downtown Brooklyn. I think it was
Oh,
automotive high school that they wouldn't let me go to because it was downtown Brooklyn at the time, and they were like, "Nah, we're gonna make you go to Grady instead, which is in Coney Island where all the Bloods
oh
are," which
man,
makes sense.
they didn't want me to go to they didn't want me to go to Canarsie or
So,
freaking South Shore.
but
I remember that.
towards the end of my high school career, going into college, me going into Manhattan, I had a good time. I didn't have any issues with that. Like I said, they definitely cleaned up the neighborhoods. Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights used to be horrible, but now it's all gentrified and it's safe. Now you got people walking their dogs, jogging, all types of stuff. So it definitely helped. It just made everything so goddamn expensive.
Yeah. Which is understandable, but it's like, it does suck because it's like, man, it was so much cheaper back then. Yeah, it had X, Y, and
Yeah.
Z, but I
In
get
my
it. I
opinion,
get it. It's
I do believe that New York soul is gone now. I think the soul of New York is gone. What it used to be
huh?
was what made it best.
I could agree with
That shit,
that. I could
especially
agree
in
with
our good parts, man.
I
I'm
could
gonna be
agree with
real
that.
with you. I want to see old New York from back in the day versus New York now. And I granted, New York now is probably just beautiful to see, and like you said, a lot more to do. But I think where you talking about when you said the soul part, that's what I want to see in New York.
Yeah, the reason I
You
don't know,
know?
well, Kels made that noise. He was confused, but what I meant by soul of New York is, basically what's happening with the strip that I live on, that I used to live on, Flatlands Avenue. Before it was all small businesses, West Indian restaurants, and like little activity
The
places. We
house,
had a
the
rec
house,
center. I don't know if remember the
yeah,
rec center that was across the street from me that the TD
yeah,
Bank replaced.
yeah.
So now what happened, what I mean by the soul being gone is all those small businesses got torn down and now they're either commercial buildings or just apartment buildings now.
Even that house that
Remember
used to do
there was
Christmas,
a
yeah,
there was
the
a
Christmas
big
house.
yeah there was a house that a dude bought that he used to decorate the house every year for Christmas, and we would always you see the entire block, all the Flatlands would go there to take
And
pictures and
then
see
some
that house,
people
and you would
leave different boroughs to
yeah
come
you
see
would
that
see
place.
the same people you'd meet people, but now they the guy the owner of the house died. Instead of them trying to keep up the Christmas facade, they tore that poor house down, and now it's a luxury apartment building. So it's just becoming commercialized, and that's basically what's taking away the soul of New York, especially in the inner city part, in my opinion. That was
It's
tragic when I
losing
saw that. It was sad.
it's losing some authenticity, right? Is what you mean?
Yeah, it's all becoming a commercial. Flatland is becoming all commercialized. Flatbush was never like that too. Flatbush was nothing but small businesses and West Indian restaurants and little places that made money, and everybody. It was a community, but now it's all commercial. TD Bank on one end, you got chain restaurants replacing all the small mom and pop restaurants. New York has lost its
Like
soul,
I
man,
said, I feel
in
like
my
it
opinion.
started with the other boroughs, like Manhattan was one thing, but I felt like when it came to like Brooklyn and the other boroughs, I felt like for me, it's just like once they built the Barclay, I was just like, yeah, it's the beginning and the end for that.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end. The only people that literally say they love New York and they love the soul of New York, are people from, you know, some fucking Passover state or some bumblefuck state like Montana or something that just moved there.
It'd be
And
like,
they're like,
oh
they're
my
Yeah,
like,
a
god,
they're
small
like, oh
person
my
from a
God,
small
yeah,
New
city
York,
moving to a
New
big
York
city.
is New York is so amazing. This is so awesome. Yeah, this is so great. Look at all this. I'm like, nah, you don't know. You
right.
don't
You
know
don't
New York.
know, you
You
don't
don't know.
know.
Those people love it, but me, I don't like it. I don't like what New York is turning into. Like
It's
Brooklyn,
not
my
that
block,
bad.
the house, it's. I mean, you haven't been there in a while. I see the changes, bro.
That's
You
fair.
forget.
It's just
I
because of
I
the
only left it.
changes.
I only left there
Nobody,
6 months ago.
And I
nobody
do.
really likes change, especially when it's someplace that you grew up at all your life, and to see it change, it's gonna bother you, bro. Like seeing,
Yeah.
seeing
Of course.
Omaha.
What the heck? Did we just pull a Houdini? What happened?
I don't know
I
what
think
happened either. I really
maybe he
don't.
closed. Did he close his app?
No, I didn't. Yo, I did something by accident, but I'm gonna edit that.
Editor, editor, you know what to do. You gotta bleep
Yep.
that part out. The rest of the world does not have to know unless they want to know.
Mm-hmm.
But
And for
I'm
all the
snitching.
future listeners, don't think too much about it. Just keep listening. It gets better, I promise.
yeah, all right, Dad. What were you saying about Omaha?
And he will come back in five, four, three, two,
I want to know
five, four, three, two,
all right, we go
five,
check
four,
it. We
three,
go
two.
check it up to like technical difficulties. Let's put it at that. But yeah, I
If I
feel
have
like
any,
Phil is right though with a lot of what he was saying with what was happening in New York. I mean, especially like leaving and then coming back, and you're just like, whoa, that became that, or damn, why
Yeah.
did they put this down here? Like you
When
really
I
just
when I left when I left for Florida, the Christmas house wasn't torn down yet. It isn't
Mhm.
until I came back over the summer, and I don't know if you remember that picture I sent you, and I was like, damn, they tore that house down and built this crap really fast.
Right.
Just a big old commercial building. I'm like, wow, and that was only a few months. It's like, dang, it's kind of sad seeing how commercialized my old block is getting. I remember the old Jamaican lady that used to sell flowers all the time. She closed down, and she was saying the same thing. She was like, yeah, it's getting expensive. I can't afford the rent anymore, and I'm getting old, and it's just time for me to retire. And I'm like, damn,
Are
my
you
mother
talking
used to
about the
get
one in
flowers from that
Rockaway?
lady every weekend. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that shop closed.
Yeah, she's done. She's out. That's what we got.
Damn.
I found out that she was leaving because we got the flowers from her for my dad's funeral. She did
Mhm.
all the flowers for us. And she said that yeah, she said she's gonna be closing soon. And I think like 2023, that was her last year. And she was really
Damn.
old and she didn't have anyone to pick up the business. So just seeing the changes and
I mean, a
everything,
business like that is like how do you make a flower business flourish? You know,
yeah, she did
like
it. She was there for years. My mother used to buy flowers from her every weekend because my mother loves flowers
for
for
real.
years. Yeah, my mother used to go there and buy flowers from her every weekend.
Me, I was wondering who was like doing the like business for her because like going down there, it's like I've never really ordered flowers when I
Oh
was
yeah, my
down
mother
there,
was
so I
doing
was just like, damn, who's keeping her in business? But shoot, it's good
nah.
to know that
It
she
was
had
the
that.
older people. Yeah, it was a lot of the older people that did it, but yeah, it's just sad to me. But what do I know? I'm just an old millennial getting older, so
That
my
old
opinion don't matter
millennial
no more.
that's been there for
Not
most of
I.
your life, I'd
Not
say you
I,
know a thing
man.
or two about what it's like over there. But I don't know. I'll admit some things has changed. Like a lot of things have changed. Like, because when I was growing up, they still had the Empire Skate Ring and all that good stuff, you know. But I like New York though.
Which I
It's
never
always
got to
been that
go
one
to.
place in the world. Yeah, it was fun. Empire was fun. It's like when they closed that place down, man, a part of New York went with it, man. Ain't never been the same since. Never been the same. But
Shoot, I bet you there's a lot of people in New York that can say, "Yo, there was a different place that was like that." Because the one wasn't that this place called Mad Fun or Mad something that everybody used to go to.
I think so.
probably
I don't remember. I don't
I could,
recall that.
I could probably find it just digging it up. But I like New York's potential though. I like what it means and the draw to it. I like that people. I mean, sometimes people go there for like the silliest things, just because the one percenters go there. But I also like that you can go to New York and there's so much potential there, and you can walk out becoming any kind of man you want because they do everything. Because states
Yeah,
have like
they
states
specialize.
are they specialize, but New York is one of those places where it's like they do a little bit of everything. So it's like, yo, you want to be a
Not
Wall
just a,
Street
not
Journal
just a little
guy?
bit of everything. They do
Boom.
everything.
Yo, you want to be a stripper? Yo, you could do that too. You want to get into theater stuff? Boom. New York got you too.
Yeah, and another
No,
reason, another thing that's pretty much killing New York is all of the other major cities pretty much caught up at this point. So it's like it's there's no there's I don't know. It's just whatever you can get in New York, you can get anywhere else at this point. You can get it in Miami, you can get it in LA, you can get it in San Francisco,
It
Austin,
falls
It's
under the
Phoenix.
it falls in the
it's
line
the
of what you
cult
said about.
it's culture. I think that what it separates each one. Each region has their own different thing though too, as far as like how
hey,
they vibe and stuff like that.
No, we were talking about professions.
Oh,
Remember
okay.
how
I mean,
everybody wanted to go to New York back in the day because New York had pretty much all of the professions. But now, today and age,
New
you can
York's
find
fashion
any
capital.
profession you want anywhere.
New
But
Huh?
York
now what I'm
New York's the
saying,
fashion mecca though.
Yeah,
Each
Yeah,
now
each
yeah,
what
it
I'm
place
is.
still
Yeah,
saying,
has regionalized specialty. New York
should
is
not
fashion
just
mecca, where Hollywood is. You know what I'm saying? Is L.A.
I get what you're
about that.
talking about. I get what you're talking about too, but it's just like for me, it falls in the line of what you said about like the soul being gone, because it just feel like New York is like
Mhm.
getting a facelift, and we don't know if it's going to be a good one or a bad one.
Yeah, I like that word that they're investing into the state and giving it more love. But what I don't like is it's coming at the cost of people who grew up there feeling like they can't live there no more.
Not even only
That
that. It's not even only that. It's like coming back to it and be like, damn, nothing seems familiar. Like where you grew up doesn't like it no longer exists. It's like being a ghost
mm.
in your own
Well,
freaking community.
a
Because like,
lot of the people that I knew that moved, they got offers and they sold whatever properties they had and they were gone. They gave them offers that they couldn't refuse. So I can't be that mad because my
I
aunt
mean,
sold her brownstone in Crown Heights for freaking millions. So the freaking Jewish dot offered her money for it. And she was like, "Yeah, I'll take it." And she sold, bought a house in Texas, and now she's doing her thing, retired and
damn they
everything.
you see how she
they
had to
want
go
her out
somewhere
that
else
bad.
though? How she got to go
Yeah,
somewhere
cause
else for that?
Damn.
yeah, they that's what they do. That's how they get people out in the inner city. They do it with my mother all the time. My mother gets letters in the mail all the time. They send her offers. They be like, "Yeah, we'll give you this much money for the house." One dude offered her, I think it was a little over $1 million, and she was like, "Nope." He was like, "I'm staying here until I die. Then y'all can do what y'all want with the house."
Mm.
But
Like
she
why
gets
she?
offered, yeah, my mother, they do, that's how they do it. They're not just gonna kick you out. That's fucked up. They
See,
can't do that. But yeah,
that's the
they'll
thing
give you
about my mother's thing.
they'll give you offers that you cannot refuse. But the thing
There
about the
are
office
there
is,
are ways to take people's property from them.
yeah, the a lot of what they do now is they increase the property taxes. They make the property taxes so high that, you can't afford it. But for the most part in New York, that's what they were doing. They were just offering people money to leave.
Yo, I would give you a
They were like,
couple
"Oh, you
thousand.
got
I'd be
this." I
like,
was like,
okay.
"This house is." It was like, according to our bill, he's like, "You bought this house in such and such. We really need this property to complete our commercial building. You know what? This house is worth 700,000. We'll give you $1 million for you to be out in a month. And if you take it, they'll destroy the house and they'll continue their project."
Damn,
I seen that happen in New York. They were paying people to leave,
shoot.
especially in Crown Heights. with those brownstones. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I agree that things have changed a lot, but I still like what New York symbolizes, what it means. I like the potential that it still has, though. It's like, yeah, one could agree that it's headed in a direction that is like really, bro, really like $700 million in MTA, and the only thing I care about is fare evaders, and y'all make billions a year. Like, really,
Don't forget
really?
about the bathroom. Don't forget about the bathrooms. They care about that. They care about that too.
Oh, you mean the
Shoot.
bathrooms with no toilet seats and no toilet paper for like 10 years straight?
Hey, they care about it now. Shoot, better late than never, right?
Brother, I think the only time they ever cleaned like their subway ever was during COVID-19, and that was out of necessity. Like they
Yeah,
ain't
it
cleaned
was
them
out of
subways
yeah.
since.
See,
That's the
for
cleanest
me,
I've
They
ever seen this. That's the
but
cleanest I've ever seen the subways was
who's
during
really using
COVID.
the subway's bathroom? It's like for me, a subway bathroom is like using a park bathroom. You know, it don't get cleaned often.
People were still using it. People,
Some
whether
people
it's
do,
smoking
yeah.
or having sex or the emergency shits, people were
Not
using them.
That,
first of all, if
having
you
sex is
having
wild
sex
though.
in a subway
Sex is
bathroom,
wild.
you really have
Bro,
to
people
Yeah.
had
reevaluate
sex
shit.
in park bathrooms, brother. And park bathrooms are insanely filthy.
I mean,
Public
you
park
got all
bathrooms
Hmm.
are
the nature there.
insanely filthy.
You got all the nature. You see, if you're in the park and the moment hits you, you got bushes, trees. Like that's what the ancestors did. Shoot, I would have followed suit. I ain't gonna go to a filthy freaking park bathroom to deal with cardinal needs. Like, come on, man. Oh, it's filthy, man.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's for me. It's always the smells. It's always the smells. Like what new
Yeah, like
funky
somebody
smell
just
you
shitted
gonna
on the
smell?
floor.
Someone will do
Yo,
it though.
people do that on
Someone
purpose.
will
I
do
feel
it.
like they miss on purpose, like a big old freaking porcelain bowl or metal bowl, and you just like, nah, I'm just gonna leave this on the floor for whoever got to clean it.
Mm-mm-mm. Lord, that's all it is though. That's all it is. Even though it's headed in an iffy direction, I like the fact that it's got that potential. All it needs is just someone to come around that cares about that and turn it into something completely new. True.
I mean,
I still gotta go
I
back
like
there
the
someday
positive
because I
spin
still
though.
haven't seen the Liberty statue. Never seen the Liberty
Really?
statue before, or in
I
person.
man,
Really? That's
I
crazy.
have, I haven't been
I've been
Yeah,
in,
there like
because
I
seven
haven't been
times.
inside of it.
it
I've been inside.
required it required the ferry, I believe, man. My
Yeah,
student
Staten
Metro
Island.
card never covered that.
Oh
I
yeah,
went for high
that
school.
was always separate.
I went there for high
And we're gonna have
school.
to we'll have to mourn too. We gotta mourn the student passes, man, for all the New Yorkers out there, man. Yeah, I know what it was. They have that green card that you can go wherever in New York
Oh,
you
the
wanted
green
to.
Metro card. Oh man, that would
Yeah,
Yeah,
shut down that queue.
I had the half fare. The
yeah,
half fare pissed me off because I had
Oh,
to
yeah.
pay.
because
Cause like, why bother, bro?
you had money. You had money. That's why you had money.
That's
Well, if you
yeah,
didn't have, they gave you the full fare, and you could go anywhere you want until like what 5, 6 o'clock.
that shit dumb as hell. It's like, why even bother, bro? It's just why can't we all the kids just ride for free? Because why not? We pay for it anyway.
I mean,
I should say paid
you know
for
how
it.
many people could pass as kids? Shoot,
So what? It
that make it
don't
free
matter.
for them forever.
That's like Netflix making billions of dollars a year, and they want to clip on password sharing because they're missing like that one little million. They losing
Talk
a little
about
million.
I want that. I want that.
I, I want it.
That's even more money, so we can make bad decisions.
I want it. I want it. There's money on the table. But so what? You make billions. So what? We gonna charge y'all, make that money back plus then some, and lock in password sharing. Watch, watch, watch. We gotta go back to New York one day, man. I gotta see the statue. I gotta see the statue.
I don't know when I'm gonna go
Shoot.
back. I haven't decided when I'm gonna go back.
Didn't you go this holiday? You didn't go?
The last holiday I went to New York for was Thanksgiving.
Uh, yeah, I gotta go. I heard the best pizza in New York is called Uno's now, and that was
What?
legendary
Nah,
when I was growing up.
nah. The
So
best pizza, in my opinion, is this place
Still
called Artichokes.
Armando's. It's still Armando's.
Now Armando's
Armando's
is
up there.
gone.
They closed
What?
down.
They renamed. Yeah, it's something else. They're not called Armando's anymore. It's still a pizza shop. It's just not called Armando's anymore.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm assuming it
Why?
just went under
man,
different. It's same restaurant, just went under different management.
Armando's dead. Armando dead.
Whoa.
But I like to go to Artichokes downtown Brooklyn. That was an amazing pizza shop. Yeah,
Artichokes.
Artichokes?
Artichoke. Yeah, yeah. It was really good. It was really good. Their slices are huge, and they got all types of slices. They got margarita slices. Yeah, traditional cheese slices, your deep dishes. They got everything. That's why I fell in love with margaritas. And that crust, the bread is thin because I like thin crusted pizzas and
Damn,
crispy.
we gonna have to talk about that next time I touch down there. I haven't tried artichokes before.
Oh
That
yeah,
sounds pretty
bro.
good.
I know all the cool spots. When you guys left me, man, I didn't have a choice but to just go out and explore on my own. My sister sent me a lot of recommendations because my sister, she's still in the city.
Yeah, forever the adventurer, man. Every time I hear about her, she always hitting some new corner somewhere.
She just got a new job, so she's thinking about moving.
A professional traveler, perhaps, or a diplomat.
Nah, same thing she was doing before. Project manager for advertisement.
Oh, telling people what to do over the phone, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
More like over email. I'm just hyped that it's remote.
Yeah, that's your dream job, right? To work remote.
Who her job? Oh yeah, she wanted to work remote.
You.
Yeah. Who
I'm talking
me?
about you.
No, I thought I wanted to work remote, but after doing it for what was it 4 months when I moved down here, I realized I don't like it. I like being outside.
Boring as hell, right? Just sitting in your house
Yeah,
all day.
I can't.
Shit.
Yeah, I can't do it. I was like, yeah, I got to be outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's
But
fair.
you,
I,
I prefer the hybrid work style. I could do that. 2 days in, 3 days off, 3 days outside. I don't mind that, but fully remote, I can't do
man, don't tell them rich billionaires that because they want them lovers in the office all day, every day, bro.
that. Wow.
Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that.
on that, I mean, shoot. Um,
That's growth right there, though.
I mean, some people got it like that though. I mean, oh, damn. This topic really got me in the feels because damn, it's
The
like,
feels.
yeah, man, nostalgia is like for me is like when I think about back then, it's like being in the tutorial stages of a game, and it's like right after you leave it, is no explaining how to play the game. You kind of just do your own thing and hope you win.
Damn, man, sounds depressing as hell, man.
I mean, how's that depressing? I mean, that's how growing up is. Like, it's tutorial, no real consequences unless you really got to F up to have consequences on growing up. Like not even on like familiar situations, but just doing the whole growing up thing in general, being a kid and this, that, and the fourth. I mean, shoot.
Hmm.
Like I could be wrong, circumstances vary, or whatever, but it's just like damn. It's like when you think about it, it was free to play until you reached a certain age. Then it's like, oh man. I might sound grim,
Oh,
but I mean that's kind of how I see it a bit. Just a bit.
you want to go back, huh?
Man, how did going back ain't even a word, man. It's just like I don't even want to sit there and be like, yo, if I could do things different. Like I'm not even at that phase. It's more or less like, yo, just to see it, be there again, just
To
to
be
be
young,
there. Not even.
no responsibilities,
I'm still
not
freaking
worrying about
young.
no
It's just
bills.
it's just the fact of just being there, man. Just seeing how things used to be. Like the word like worries were different, living was
Yeah.
different, like enjoyment
Still,
was different. It's just like you know phones weren't that detrimental. It's like you had a phone, yo. It just made it easier to communicate with somebody. It wasn't like the means of everything. You still had to do things kind of manually or whatever, but it's just like the separation between now and then, how unhooked we were to not only technology and stuff like that, but like how close we were as individuals. Because it's like that saying is right. It's like, with the web being how it is, internet, all of that being how it is, it's supposed to bring us closer, but it just feels like fundamentally it just separates people. Like you look around and I mean, shoot, Phil could say, be there and be like, to have dinner as a family and not look at your phone. Or to have a like conversation with people you eating with and this, that, and the fourth, and your phone not being a thing, you know?
mm,
Oh
I hear
damn.
you.
I had got quiet. That philosophy had got quiet there. Yeah.
That's what you call active listening, brother. More people should try it. It's called active
Active listening.
listening.
I mean, it just seemed like I was just like, damn, he's saying something there. He got something
Spitting.
there.
I mean, I don't think it's that bad, but I get it. Normally when I'm out with my family but and whatnot, I don't be on my phone and stuff like that. But I could see how, from a certain perspective, one could feel the advancement in technology has kind of messed with the human connection a bit. That's also been something that's been discussed at length. But I think, at least for people from our generation who grew up and remember what it was like without the internet, I don't think it's that big of a deal for us to just put our phone down and reconnect. Some people can't or won't. But I got faith in our people. I got faith in us, and I get where you're coming from, though. You know, Next time you at the dinner table, man, just make everybody put that phone away for a little bit and get
Oh, I
all up in
do that.
everybody's business.
I do that,
Re-
but I
Really,
mean, for our audience, if you listening right now and you smiling for no reason, yeah, that nostalgia hits you. Let it hit you. Embrace it. A matter of fact, probably might make you, do things differently. You know.
rather talk about nostalgia like it's an actual person. We should write a book
It
upon
it is. It is. I mean, think of nostalgia as your
it.
childhood self. Like if you sat there and talked to the younger version of yourself and be like, man, you know how fascinated your childhood self would be at the person that you became, be it good or bad. It's just like, yeah, you kind of see being an adult or the responsibility as responsibility, but them, they seen it as like, dang, I never imagined I could
Mm.
do something like this, you know?
That's probably something you should say for the next episode. A continuation of sorts.
Yeah, you
The
know
power of
what?
hindsight, which is what I thought you were talking about in the beginning, was the power of hindsight. But I get now.
Yeah,
You was
honestly,
just talking
I'm kind
about
of all over the place. I could mean one thing and then do another thing. So, but you know what? I'm gonna leave it at that for another episode. So, this is another one of the Bros Who Laugh. Like I said, leave feedback, comment. We got social medias coming up. We got Instagram so far, building everything else. So,
what you mean coming up? We got socials. What you talking
we
about?
got we got a social.
Go watch us. Go watch us on everything except TikTok. We don't mess with TikTok no more.
Yeah, we don't mess with TikTok, but wherever you listen to, just keep on keeping on. We'll post at a bi-weekly, weekly type of thing. We're still figuring it out, but you will hear a lot more of us. And this is your
Unless
boy
Captain
Foolish.
changes his mind. If
What?
Captain changes his mind, then we'll mess with TikTok.
Man,
Until
Captain
then,
ain't changes
we'll
his
mess with
mind,
TikTok.
man. Shit, we here, man. We are here, and that's what counts. So this is a closing from your boy Foolish Trickster.
What's the closing? What are we writing, a research paper?
No, we closing this out. I'm closing the chapter of this book of nostalgia that we're calling an episode.
We about to do a whole another episode on the next week. Ain't closing nothing. To be continued. This
No,
is
we
Roy
closing
here.
this.
I'm
We
out.
closing the book on this one for now. We're gonna put a little bookmark at the end of it right there. So when they go back into when we come back to it, they'd be like, all right, let's go back to episode 2 and see what they were talking about. So
This is this
just
is this is Captain Royal signing off. I love y'all. If y'all got anything I want to say, leave it in the comment section below. Even though there is no comment section, but you know what I mean.
oh, there is a comment
Anyways,
section. I left that open.
c'est
I
la vie.
just filled a kid.
And King Dab is there signing
He's
out.
sleeping.
Yeah, he's sleeping, getting old. That's some old bones. Later, guys.
What the?
You still recording?
I don't know. I think he cut it off. What's that noise?
Mm-mm.
You hear that, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, maybe it's just me then.
Oh, Malcolm just called me.